Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Sebastian Fitness Solutions. One of the most popular debates in the world of training is bodyweight training versus free weights. Each camp containing people who swear by their method as being the superior one. In today's video, let's take an objective look into the debate of bodyweight training versus lifting weights and find out if there really is one true winner. Coming right up. What is up, everybody? This is Sebastian from Sebastian Fitness Solutions, coming to you from YFC IC Colony. It's time for the big debate. Bodyweight exercises, aka calisthenics, versus free weights or gym training. Which is better? You will find people in both camps that believe with the utmost certainty and conviction that their method is clearly the better option between the two. Some going even as far as saying that the other option is absolutely useless. But as we all can see with the number of people who have achieved great results using either of these methods, that's simply not true. And anyone who tells you to completely avoid one of these methods simply doesn't fully understand the benefits and the value the other has to offer over their own preferred method. The truth is, either of these can be better than the other in certain situations in some ways, and yes, one of these is mostly better for the one objective that most people tend to really train for, and that is build maximum muscle and strength. But in this video, I'm going to discuss the benefits of both bodyweight training as well as free weights and help you figure out what's the best approach for you and your goals. So from the get-go, let me clarify that both bodyweight training and free weights work on the same premise of resistance training, that is providing resistance against the contraction of your muscles. And it is through such progressive resistance training and such progressive resistance that our muscles get bigger and stronger regardless of the equipment being used. Our muscles do not understand the difference between resistance coming through in the form of your own body weight or in the form of a free weight. They only experience the actual amount of resistance that is placed on them against the contraction that they're performing. So, in theory, if you were to be doing two biomechanically equivalent movements, such as say a push-up and a bench press, and manage to get identical resistance against those respective movements, both of them would be equally effective for building muscle and strength. There would literally be no difference. However, when you look at practical factors, free weights have an advantage over bodyweight training because they make progression simple, easy, and sustainable. If you want to build strength and muscle, you have to lift progressively heavier weights, period. And this is where calisthenics has its drawbacks, because bodyweight training or bodyweight exercises are simply not as easy or practical to progressively overload, and therefore not as easy to continue to build muscle and strength on. Calisthenics progression is much more complex and impractical than the simple increase the weight approach that free weights have in their progression. Take push-ups, for example. Once you've mastered the movement, the actual movement of a standard push-up, and can easily do 12 to 15 reps, what are your options for progression? You could raise your feet up a little bit to make it a little harder, but then there's a limit to how much you can do that before you start doing a completely different movement pattern in doing so. You know, the highest you could possibly go, or highest you could possibly get your feet, would be to become completely vertical. But then this is more like an equivalent of a overhead press rather than a push-up or a chest press, because that's how the contraction would be and the angle of movement would be. So you could also switch to a single arm push-up, but then again, what happens once you've mastered that? This I don't think so. On the other hand, progressing on the bench press is as simple as picking the next available pair of heavier dumbbells or to sliding on 2.5 or 5 pound plates onto the barbell. It's as simple as that. So for anyone with the goal of building a stronger and bigger chest, lifting free weights makes so much more practical sense, and that in the end it would be that much more effective and more easy and practical than calisthenics. Another advantage that free weights offer that calisthenics don't is the ability to target specific muscle groups. While calisthenics consists of many natural functional things, which is usually a great thing, there are some muscle groups which tend to go ignored and have very few bodyweight exercises to effectively target them, and usually tend to be underdeveloped, in many cases if you're relying just on bodyweight training. A classic example would be the middle deltoid, which requires loaded shoulder abduction, that is moving your arms away from the midline of your body. In the gym, this is as easy as doing a lateral raise with dumbbells or cables. I can't, however, think of a bodyweight exercise that allows you to mimic this action and put resistance on it. There are also many instances where you may just want to specifically isolate and target a muscle for optimal training stimulus. And you can only do that with free weights, not with calisthenics. Don't get me wrong, calisthenics does have its benefits. For example, being able to master your own body weight and have full control over it in free space is a highly valuable skill in fitness and translates to good relative strength along with absolute strength. Also, more often than not, calisthenics movements train the body and its various joints and muscles for improved stability in ways typical gym exercises don't do as much. Then there's also the fact that bodyweight exercises can be done pretty much anywhere, and with minimal equipment. You could do them at a park or your hotel room when you're traveling, making it a really good option for when you really can't make it to the gym. You don't have access to a gym and you really want to get a quick workout in. And last but not least, calisthenics teaches you to do some really cool shit that looks awesome and impressive to anyone that's looking, and of course for Instagram. So with all this being said, which one is better? The answer is a resounding, it depends. If your goal is to get as physically strong, muscular and jacked as you can possibly get in as fast a time frame as possible, then free weights are the definite choice for you. If, however, your goal is to improve your capabilities of controlling and moving your body in space, then calisthenics are the way to go. So pick what suits your goals and needs the best and go with it. And remember that the choice isn't mutually exclusive, meaning that you don't absolutely have to pick one versus the other. The smartest and the best thing you can do is to do both. As we can see, they both have their own advantages that anyone could benefit from. So why limit yourself to just one? I personally incorporate bodyweight movements like the dip and pull-ups into my gym routine, as well as for many of my clients, because of the value that they offer and how it could easily progress in them by adding weights strapped onto a dip belt for progressive overload. So kind of marrying the two in between. So yeah, find out what works for your goals the best and borrow elements from both to make the best possible program for you. And that's about it for this topic. Are there any other benefits that separate calisthenics and free weights that I've missed out on? If so, comment below and let me know. Please like and share this video if you found it informative, and subscribe if you haven't done so already for more future videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep learning, keep growing. Hey, thanks for watching that video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Oh, and click that video right there.